Hello beautiful people, welcome to another wonderful fun practice. Today we'll be focusing on adding fun elements into our regular Vinyasa practice. It's just a nice way to challenge your brain and to move differently and engage different set of muscles, make new connections in your brain and just have a change. And as always, take the Vinyasa at your own pace and listen to your own body and meet where it is at today. Do not focus or don't stress too much upon looking a particular shape in your asanas. That is not the point of a yoga practice. Every body is different and every day you feel your body feels different. So meet where it is at today, be empathetic and listen to your body. This is a nice opportunity to learn to listen to how you are feeling and what you need for your body and to make yourself happy. You need to be consistent with your practice, and strength and flexibility go hand in hand. Flexibility is not a requirement for yoga, it's not a prerequisite, it is a byproduct of doing yoga consistently. And also be mindful about building strength in your body, like incorporating some weight training and some strength training. It will help your muscles and also keep them healthy. And we will be using blocks in our today's practice for a transition through half moon. If you do not use a block, then that's not a requirement. And I am thinking of ending the flow in Shavasana with blocks for my chest, for a deeper chest opener, but I mean that's just a thought. I don't know how the Vinyasa will go. So I have two of them handy, but you can have no blocks, one block, two block, whatever you have. And whenever you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. Please do consider subscribing to my channel. That will be the best way to support me, and it encourages me to come up with new ideas, and it always feels nice that your efforts are being appreciated. So, and thanks for all those who have been commenting, liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, and whenever you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. We'll start today's practice at the top of the mat with some sun salutations, and we'll incorporate a few bits and pieces into our sun salutation to warm up our whole body, like a heel raise and a back bend, like a standing back bend. But if your body is not warm enough to incorporate those variations, then go with a regular sun salutation. Take a deep breath in your Tadasana and make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Tuck your tailbone, engage your core, and inhale, sweep your arms all the way up and lift your heels off the mat. Exhale, bend your knees and cactus your arms, open your chest up towards the sky. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, swan dive and fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, step your right leg back, coming into a crescent lunge. Palm the mat again, step your left leg back, coming into a full plank. Flow through your Chaturanga or upward facing dog or a cobra and downward facing dog. Next breath, bring your left foot in between your palms, back to your lunge. Palm the mat, bring your right foot to meet your left. Halfway lift, weight is on the ball mounts of your feet, fold forward. Sweep your arms all the way up, come back into your Tadasana. Next breath, keeping your core engaged, sweep your arms all the way up, lifting your heels off the mat. Exhale, bend your knees, cactus your arms, open your chest up towards the sky. Come back to your center, swan dive, fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, step your left leg back, come into your high crescent lunge. Palm the mat again, step your right foot back to come into your plank, flow through your Chaturanga, upward facing dog, come all the way back, downward facing dog. One deep breath. Bring your right foot in between your palms, back into your crescent lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs, square your hips. Step back to your Tadasana. Adjust your stance, engage your core. Sweep your arms all the way up. Lift your heels off the mat. Exhale, bend your knees, cactus your arms, open your chest up towards the sky. Extend your arms alongside your ears for an extra challenge. Come back, extend your legs, come back to stand. Swan dive, fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, step your right leg back, high crescent lunge. This time right hand forward, left arm back, take a twist. Back to center, palm the mat, step back into your high plank, flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your palm, come up into your high crescent lunge, and right foot meets the left, back to Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, come up on your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, open your chest up towards the sky. Extra challenge to bring your arms alongside your ears. Swan dive, fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, step your left foot back, come into your high crescent lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs, right arm back, left arm forward, take a twist. Come back to center, palm the mat, right foot meets the left, flow through your chaturanga, upward dog, come all the way back into your downward facing dog. Left foot in between your palms, back to your high crescent lunge, come back into your Tadasana. Bring your arms alongside your ears, sit your hips back, coming into your chair. Hold for a breath, and your weight is on your heels. You should be able to lift your toes off the mat. Engage your core. One more breath. Bring your palms to your chest. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee and open your chest towards the right side of the mat, taking a twist. Try to keep your knees in line with each other. If you are warm enough, you can extend both your arms. Bring your gaze down onto the mat and try to lift your left foot off the mat for a balance challenge. Back to center, come back to your chair. Do that on the other side, palms at your chest, hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee, open your chest towards the left elongate side of the mat, hold here or open your arms out into a T. Bring your gaze down onto the mat, shift your weight onto your left foot, lift your right foot off the mat for a balance challenge. Back to center, come back up into your Tadasana and flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, palm the mat, step or hop back. If you're hopping back, land in your chaturanga, upward facing dog, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Try to bring your heels towards the mat, or be mindful and work towards it. You should feel a nice stretch and opening in the backs of your leg. Next breath, lift your right leg off the mat, squeeze your inner thighs, bend your right knee, stack your hips and open. Either stay here or try and draw circles with your right knee. Go in the other direction. Make your circles as big as possible. You should feel a nice opening in your right front hip and in your quads. Come back to the center. Place your right foot on the outside of your right palm, coming into a lizard. Back leg is active. You can either stay here or you can come down onto your forearms. Bring your back knee down onto the mat. Left arm comes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bend your back leg and reach for your left heel with your right hand, taking a deeper quad stretch. Work your heel towards your glutes, and if your right knee opens up, make sure that your toes are following so that you are not hurting your knees. Rotate your top shoulder towards the sky. Release your stretch. Come back into your high lizard lunge. Frame your front foot. Coming into a runner's lunge. Bring your arms alongside your ears. High crescent. Cactus your arms. Open your chest up towards the sky. Squeeze your inner thighs. Come back to the center and try and bring your left knee into your chest in one move, or step it up. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sink your hips down, coming into a figure four. Take a deep breath here. Go back the same way. Bring your left knee into your chest. Engage your core. Slowly hinge from your hips. Extend your left leg back, transitioning through warrior three. One breath. Place your left foot back down on the mat. Come back into your high crescent lunge. Cactus your arms. Open your chest up towards the sky. Back to center. Bring your left knee into your chest. One-legged Tadasana. Cross your left foot over your right thigh. Sink your hips down. Coming into a figure four stretch. Stay here or bring your palms down on the mat, bringing your chest closer to your right thigh. If you want to further challenge this, slowly start extending your standing leg, fold forward. Keep the back of your neck long and your shoulders are moving away from your ears. Come back into your one-legged Tadasana. Hinge from your hips, warrior three. Step back, high crescent lunge. Bring your back knee down. Keep your arms next to your ears. You can either keep your back toes tucked or bring the top of your feet down onto the mat. Shift your hips back. Extend your right leg. Flex your right foot and hinge from your hips, fold forward, half splits. Try to keep your arms alongside your ears. Come back up into your low lunge. Open your chest up towards the sky. We'll do that one more time. Arms come alongside your ears. Shift your hips back. Extend your right leg. Flex your right foot. Keep your core engaged. Squeeze your inner thigh. Square your hips towards the front of the mat. Hinge from your hips. Fold forward into your half splits. Come all the way back up. Sink down. Open your chest up towards the sky. Come back into your half splits. Fold forward. All the way back up. Palm the mat. Tuck your back toe. Lift your left leg and flow through your chaturanga. You can do a one-legged chaturanga or bring both your feet down on the mat. Back to your downward dog. We'll take a figure four in our downward dog. Lift your right leg off the mat, one-legged dog. Bend your right knee and open your right knee towards the side. Now bring your right foot on top of your left thigh and hold here. One breath. For an extra challenge, you can lift your left heel off the mat. Slowly shift your weight forward. Bring your left knee down, keeping your figure 4. Make sure that your palms are directly underneath your shoulders. Engage your core and take 2 or 3 rounds of cat and cow here. Come back to neutral spine. Extend your hands all the way forward and take a puppy stretch. You should feel your right hip opening. Come back into your all fours position. Cross your knees so that your left knee is directly behind your right, and bring your sit bones down on the mat. You are in a Gomukhasana legs. Your legs are in Gomukhasana here. You can either sit up straight or you can walk your palms. Bring your forearms down on the mat and fold forward. Be mindful. Don't crank your neck. Shoulders are moving away from your ears. Come back onto your palms. Roll forward. And this time come into your actual all fours. Extend your right leg. Lift your right leg off the mat. Square your hips down onto the mat. Engage your core. Bend your right knee and bring it to touch your right elbow. Extend your leg. Bring your toes all the way on the outside of your left hip. We'll do that 4 more times. Take a side crunch. Extend. Toes touch on the outside of the left hip. Exhale. Lengthen your side body. And every inhale, take a crunch. 1 more. Come back to all fours. Come, tuck your toes, lift your knees off the mat, coming into a plank. Flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Come all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Flow that sequence on the other side. Lift your left leg off the mat, one-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open your hips. You can either stay here or try and draw circles with your left knee. It can be as small as or as big as you can get. Come back to the center. Place your left foot on the outside of your left palm, coming into your lizard lunge. You can either stay up on your palms or bring both your forearms down on the mat. Back leg is active. Bring your back knee down and your right forearm comes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bend your back knee. Try to reach your foot with your left hand and take a quad stretch. Make it as deep as you can go. Work your heel towards your glute. And if your left knee moves away from you, make sure that your toes follow. Keep your knees safe. Keep rotating your shoulders towards the sky. Release your stretch. Come back into your lizard lunge. Frame your front foot. You are in a runner's lunge. Arms come alongside your ears. Crescent. Open your chest up towards the sky, cactusing your arms. Back to center. One-legged Tadasana with right knee in your chest. Cross your right foot over your left thigh. Bring your palms to your chest. Sit your hips down, figure 4. Keep your right foot flexed. Come back to your one-legged Tadasana, palms at your chest or alongside your ears. Engage your core, hinge from your hips. Extend your leg all the way back, coming into your Warrior 3. Back foot down on the mat, crescent lunge. Open your chest up towards the sky. Back to center, one-legged Tadasana. Cross your right foot on your left thigh, palms to your chest. Sit back in your figure 4. Flex your right foot. Either stay here or palm the mat and bring your chest closer to your thighs. If you want to take it one more step forward, extend your standing legs and fold forward. Come back into your one-legged Tadasana. Warrior 3. It's hard to balance and talk. Step back, crescent lunge. I don't think that Warrior 3 was my best, but anyway. Back knee down on the mat. Keep your hands alongside your ears. You can either tuck your back toes or bring the top of your feet down on the mat. I'm sweating. Stay in your low lunge. Sink your hips forward. Open your chest up towards the sky. Come back to the center. Keep your arms alongside your ears. Shift your hips back. Extend your left leg. Flex your left foot. Hinge from your hips. Half splits. Slowly come back up. Low lunge. Open your chest up towards the sky. Back to center. Shift your hips back. Extend your left leg. Flex your foot. Half splits. Back to center. Open up. Arms alongside your ears. Shift your hips back. Half splits. Whoop. Come back to the center. This time, palm the mat. Step back into your high plank or one-legged plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. All the way back. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg back up. Bend your knee. Open your knee to the side. Bring your left foot to cross in front of your right thigh. Figure 4 in your down dog. Challenge and build strength by lifting your right heel off the mat. Shift your weight forward. Bring your right knee down, keeping your figure 4. Bring your palms directly underneath your shoulders. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. Come back to neutral spine. Walk your palms forward. Take a puppy stretch variation here. Come back to the center. Bring your right knee behind your left. Gomukhasana legs. Bring your sit bones down on the mat. And you can either stay up here or walk your palms forward. Bring your forearms down on the mat. Come all the way back up. Shift into your all fours this time. Extend your left leg back. Lift your left leg off the mat. Engage your core. Square your hips down onto the mat. Bend your left knee. Take a side body crunch. Exhale, bring your left toes on the outside of your right hip. Every inhale, take a crunch. Every exhale, take a side body stretch. 2 more. 1 last. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes. Come into your plank pose. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Come all the way back downward facing dog. In this next sequence, if you do use your block for half moon, have it handy in front of the mat. Now come back into your downward dog. Lift your right leg off the mat, one-legged dog. Bend your right knee, open your hip and take your hip circles, circling in one direction for 4 times and reverse your direction. Make your circle as big as you can. Bring your right knee into your chest. Place your right foot in between your palms. Come up into your crescent lunge. Palms come to your chest. Step up into one-legged Tadasana. Engage your core. Grab on the outside of your left foot. Extend your left leg. Take a standing twist. Release your twist. Slowly hinge from your hips. Warrior 3. One breath. And from your warrior 3, bring your block a few inches in front of your standing leg. And stack your hips. Open up into half moon. Flex your back foot. Slowly bring your back foot down on the mat. Warrior 2. Adjust your stance. Flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. Bring your right palm on the inside of your right foot, side angle. Bring your gaze down on the mat. Frame your front foot. Bring your right shin parallel to the short edge of the mat and hips down, pigeon pose. You can either stay up here. Don't stress too much about bringing your shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. That's the ideal case scenario, but everybody is different. But be mindful about keeping your foot flexed to protect your knee. And work towards bringing your left hip down on the mat here. Either stay up here or fold forward. You can, if you have your block right in front of you, you can use it to rest your forehead. This feels really nice. Take 2 deep breaths here. Continue to stay here. Or if you want to take a deeper variation in your pigeon, come all the way up, bend your back knee and reach for your foot and work your foot towards your elbow crease. Bring your right hand alongside your ears and bind your palms behind your head. I find it helpful to kick into my elbow crease. It helps me open up my chest and be mindful about squaring your chest towards the front edge of the mat. One more breath. Release your back foot. Tuck your toes. Move your block, but keep it in front of your mat if you do use it for your half moon. And lift your hips off the mat. Step back into your plank. Flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, all the way back, downward facing dog. Left leg up, one-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open your left hip, stack your hip. Take your circles, 4 on each direction. Make it as small or as big as possible. Come back to the center. Bring your left foot in between your palms. Come up into your crescent lunge. Palms come to your chest. Step up into your one-legged Tadasana. You can either stay here or hold on the knife edge side of your right leg, right foot, and take a standing twist. Back to one-legged Tadasana. Slowly hinge from your hips, extend your right leg back, warrior 3. Engage your core, stay here for a breath. Bring your block few inches in front of your standing leg. Stack your hips, open up into your half moon. Keep your back foot flexed. Slowly bring your back foot down onto the mat. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Right hand come behind your back. Bring your left palm on the inside of your foot. Open into a side angle. Palm the mat. Come into your low lunge. Move your block. Bring your shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bring the hips down. Pigeon pose. Stay up here or walk your palms forward and deepen your hip stretch. The whole time, be mindful of bringing your right hip down on the mat this time. Keep your left foot flexed. Deep breath. Come all the way back up. Bend your back foot. Work your foot into your right elbow crease if that is available. And bind your hands behind your head. Open your chest. Release. Palm the mat. Step back into plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Come back. Downward facing dog. Next breath. Shift into your full plank. Bring your right forearm down on the mat. Left forearm down on the mat. Come into your plank. Forearm plank. One breath here. Take 5 hip dips on both sides. We'll work a little bit of our core. Come back to center. Bring your hips down. Open your chest through your upper arms. Come into a sphinx. You can either stay here or bring the palms to the corners of the mat and push into your palms. Lift your elbows up. Come into a baby seal. Your legs are active. Pull up on your kneecaps. Come all the way down. Back to your sphinx. Stay here or take a bow. If you are taking a bow, lift your legs off the mat. Bend your knees. Grab hold of your ankles either from the inside or outside depending on the opening in your shoulders, and lift your thighs off the mat and your chest up. Come all the way down. Bring the palms next to your chest. Tuck your toes. Push up into your plank pose. Bring your knees down. Cross your legs. Come into a seat. Bring your soles of the feet together. Coming into a butterfly. Stay up here or fold forward. Come all the way back up. Fold your knees and transition into a boat. You can have the backs of your hand holding behind your thighs for support, or you can Extend your arms, open your chest up towards the sky. If you want another extra challenge, extend your legs. Release your Navasana. Come all the way down onto the mat and hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. Release your lower back. We'll do a little bit more of core work. Extend both your legs all the way up. Feet are pointy. You can either stay with your legs extended, or you can bend at your knees and make sure that your knees are directly over your hips and your ankles are in line with your knees. So you are making a 90 degree angle here, or extend your leg depending on your strength. You can bring your palms out into a T for support, or you can bring them behind your head and lift your shoulder off the mat. For if you think that your back is coming up the mat, this is a good variation. Engage your core, and every exhale drop one leg down. Come back to the center and hug your knees into your chest again. We'll end our practice, of course, in a back bend and a plow. Bring your feet all the way down, and you can either take a bridge or you can take chakrasana or full wheel. Make sure that your heels are directly underneath your knees and weight is on your heels. Lift your hips off the mat, coming into a bridge. Your lower abs are engaged, and tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes. Bring your palms next to your ears if you are coming into a full wheel, and make sure that you are not yanking your hair when you come up like I was about to do. That hurts. And whenever you are ready, push up into your full wheel. If you want to play, you can bring one knee into your chest. Switch sides if you are doing that. Hold your back bend. Slowly release. Come all the way down. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. Close your eyes, take a breath. That was fun. And I'm sweaty. One last thing. Come into your 90 degree position with your legs again. Bring your arms out in a T. And instead of doing you can choose to do a windshield wiper, or you can drop your legs to one side every exhale. Come back to center. Drop your legs onto the other side. Try and keep your knees and your feet together the whole time. Back to center. Other side. Back to center. And keep in mind to have your shoulders down on the mat. Come back to center and hug your knees again. That was fun. Take a shoulder stand and transition into plow. For that, support your lower back and lift your hips off the mat. Extend your leg, point your toes. My hair is not being nice to me. Stay here. If you are going into a plow, bend your knees, bring your knees towards your forehead, extend your legs, toes come behind your head. You can crisscross your fingers, or you can have it down on the mat. Work towards bringing your hips directly above your shoulders. Heels are moving away from your body. Bend your knees, slowly release, use your hands as your brakes. Come all the way down onto the mat. We'll end our practice here in Shavasana. Oh, I remembered my blocks. If you are using your blocks to have a deeper chest opener, bring it out into a T, like two perpendicular lines. Come all the way down so that where your bra strap is, that should come on your lower block, and your head should rest on the top one. Adjust it if you need to, and you can either stay with your legs bent, or you can bring your legs out in a butterfly, whatever variation you want to take. I'm feeling like a butterfly today, so I'll keep it open. You can bring your hands alongside your ears, grab hold of your opposite elbows, close your eyes. Knit your ribs together, don't spray your ribs open, and keep your core engaged. You're supporting your lower back that way, otherwise you might end up pinching your lower back and hurting yourself. Whichever variation of Shavasana you choose to take, but please do take at least a 30-second Shavasana to consolidate your practice, to say thank you to yourself for your beautiful body. Whenever you are ready to come out, open your eyes, release your hands, bring your knees towards each other and roll on to one side and slowly come back up. I hope you had fun doing that practice and it challenged you enough to just keep it interesting. I was sweating by the end of it, and I hope you did too. And please do subscribe to my channel. I'll upload a new video every week, and I truly appreciate your support. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.